game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lead Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
I can't hear you. Tones. What's going on, brother? How's everything going? The adventures of going live. My man Tones, he's having technical difficulties, but it looks like he's getting it worked out right now. How is everybody doing on a Monday? Konnichiwa over there in Japan. Mabuhay over in Philippines. What's going on, everybody? Oh, man, Tones is still working on his audio, but he's going to get it. We'll get there. We're joined by, and again, here we go. I think I heard something. J-Lo, how you doing, my brother?
Doing good, my friend. Can you hear me?
Yeah, everything's good, man. On a Monday, and the man with the plan, my man Tampa Tone. Take it away, my brother. Oh no,
Oh no, we can't hear you, Tones.
That's the adventures, man. That is the adventures of going live. These things will happen, but we're going to get it all fixed. And how was your weekend?
Good, brother. Good. I'm about too fast. Spent my Sunday with my little 3-year-old, ran me ragging, man, going through my pockets.
You know what, man? That's what it's all about, man. That's the beauty of it. Because I tell you what, you close your eyes and you open them back up, and they're all grown-ups.
How we doing now?
Heidi
There
ho.
he is.
What the hell happened? I gotta get a new
Heidi
mic.
ho.
Howdy ho, howdy hey, how the hell are you? Better late than never. Thank you, Gene. I gotta get a new mic. That's 2 episodes in a row it's done this now, so clearly this mic is biting the dust or maybe the laptop. But Gene's got the great Derek Brooks jersey on today. We got a great one in store for you today, just like Gene's jersey. Gene, that's a hell of a jersey, my friend. Derek Brooks is probably my second favorite Buck of all time. It goes Elstott and Brooks for me.
It goes Sapp and Brooks for me.
So, similar, because Sapp is probably my third. So,
yeah. Man, I do want to shout out Krillin. Krillin is a legend in the chat, man. I love this guy, and thank you for supporting us. This is greatly appreciated. Bud Cannibalist, what's going on? You're right. There's no wrong way when you look at all the Bucs and the great things that they've done. I mean, you could say Rondé's your favorite. You could say Allstott's your favorite. And, you wouldn't be wrong there. But to me, I saw what Warren Sapp did, and Warren Sapp was instrumental in turning this team around when it had so many years of just bad stuff happening, him and Hardy Nickerson.
Yeah, and that's just that, him, Hardy Nickerson. J-Lo, we gave our favorites a little bit. Favorite Bucs of all time.
I got to say the A-Train.
You wouldn't be wrong. And this is for John Gruden for what he did to the A-Train towards the back end of his career.
Damn near ruined him, right? I mean,
pretty
or at
much
least tarnished him. What's up, J-Lo? You sound like a little muffling. What's good, brother?
No, can you hear me?
Yep, we could hear you.
Just making sure. No, I was saying also, it was heartbreaking when he got injured. He just wasn't the same after that. And when he retired, that broke my heart, man. That was heartbreaking.
Neck
man,
injury.
but he still had juice when Gruden had him on the bench, and that just, oh my God, you have no idea how much that annoyed me. Stan Gruden just for that.
Neck injuries. I mean, he wore that big neck roll, and he just decided, hey, it it ain't worth it anymore, right? I'm going to hang it up. I'm not getting used right regardless. So injuries, battleized and brutalized L-Stop. But, man, when he was in his prime, no one did it better. He was running over people like a freight train. That's why he was the A-train. And Chris Berman always said, you're in good hands at All-Stop, right? So incredible stuff there. And as our guy Plus says, be sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe, whether you're watching on Buck What You Heard YouTube, Buccateers YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to either. Make sure you hit the like button on both. And if you missed last week's show, we did have Dr. Plus join us of Real Bucs Talk. So go ahead and check that out.
Great follow. If you guys aren't following him and you're a Bucs fan and you want to know what's going on, please go follow Real Bucs Talk. I mean, their film breakdown is incredible. And as we get closer to camp, they'll really start ramping it up, and you'll get a lot of good information from them. Joshua Gardner, what's going on? Lars Tate, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, Lars Tate, Joshua Gardner, as you already mentioned, Bud Cannibalist and Krillin. Gene Deckeroff always had great L-Stot up the gut, and then Warren Sapp started copying L-Stot up the gut in practice. Warren Sapp would shout it. So a little bit throwback. Speaking of throwback, we're going to throw it to the future now. Guys, we're just about 2 short months away from preseason. Bucs' first preseason game is August 10th. Exactly 2 months from today. We have officially made the offseason, guys. The Bucs' last game was pretty much damn near 5 months ago. Gene, what are your thoughts on us inching closer to the preseason? I mean, I know some people say this is a dry period, but at the same time, I love the anticipation period, the build-up period, and that's just what it is right now, right? We're building up towards the 2024 season.
Yeah, this is the time where I like to kind of go back and watch some of the games from last year and, look at specific players. But this is where you kind of get the players that you're really looking forward to watching in camp and, going on into the season and seeing how they improve. Over the past few years, it's been Vita Vea, but I would like to see what Kalijah Cansey does this year. I want to see if he makes that big jump. KJ Britt is another player that I really loved what he did when he stepped in for Devin White. And he's another guy that I'm looking to see, does he make that jump again? Again, Vita Vea lost all that weight, put on muscle. I want to see how him and Kalijah Cansey play together. There's just so much anticipation here. And these are the guys as for the rookies, I'll give them some grace and let them get in and see what they do. And anything they do for me, as far as I'm concerned, is an added bonus. So just looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to that. And I agree. Vita Vea, Kalijah Cansey together, Yaya Diaby coming off that edge, Braswell, our young rookie. I'm interested to see how all these young guys, Vita Vea is still pretty young as well. So he's still got a lot of years left ahead of him. I know that's the thing that with these Tampa stars that don't go away, you kind of forget their age sometimes because it goes by in the blink of an eye. But Vita Vea has still got some good years in front of him. So between the youth movement, Vita Vea being in his prime, a couple of the veterans we re-signed, I'm very excited to see what happens. And, as we alluded to on the show multiple times now, whether it's Buck What You Heard or Buccateers, we got to remember Kalijah Cansey was hindered going into the season last year with an injury. So remember, he played week 1 against Minnesota, got dinged up a little bit, came back weeks later, and there we had it. But Tyreek Funderburg, friend of the programs, was at the mall last Friday. Plus wasn't able to say hi, but cheering for him. Yeah, I'm very excited to see where Tyreek could go and where a lot of these UDFAs could go. And tomorrow starts a lot of their journeys with mandatory minicamp. And Gene, I love mandatory minicamp. It really kind of bodes the beginning of the quote-unquote preseason. I know we have an extended break then through till July, a couple weeks off and whatnot, but when mandatory minicamps in the air, it ain't no longer nuts and bolts. It ain't voluntary. We're on to the mandatory stuff. It's go time. That's right.
And you know what I love about this? This is where you set the tone for the season. You don't have people that are we look at I remember this time last year, there were some rumblings about Devin White. Devin White wasn't happy. Devin White was unfollowing the Bucs on his Instagram. Devin White wanted to trade. And you know what? You don't need that noise. And right now you're going into camp everybody's on the same page. I know they were talking about Tristan Wirfs. It's understandable about what Tristan Wirfs was doing, and I will say this: he is a huge part of what this Buccaneers offense is going to be. So you know what? He's the consummate professional. He's been in the league long enough to understand what's going on. I realize we have a new offensive coordinator, but from everything I've heard, there's not a whole lot other than the verbiage on the playbook that he's going to really have to get in line with. So I think he'll be able to get up to speed pretty quick, and I just don't see a whole lot of problems with him. I am looking forward to, what this team is going to do.
Yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to that. Plus comments, Tyreek Funderburk and Cam Johnson, wide receiver out of Barton, are his picks to make the roster as of now. Bud saying all hands on deck. J-Lo, what are your thoughts off season?
No, I mean, I'm right with Gene. I'm looking forward to seeing the continuity of this team and how well they all want to play and win, man. Mike Evans wants to win championships, and he's willing to help out any way he can to help get other players paid and and they're all on the same page. There's no divas on this team anymore. That's the one thing I really am thankful for. You don't have a diva. You don't have anybody complaining about money. Chris Godwin's showing up to the OTAs, being a good example for these young other, not only receivers, but, young rookies all around in general. If you're not going to be on the same page and you're going to be worried about money, then guess what? You're going to be in big trouble because there's going to be no focus on trying to win football games. The guy wants to get paid and not get injured. I mean, Tristan's going to report tomorrow, which is good. Report by Jenna Lane. So that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun season. I mean, I really think we're going to pull off 10 or 11 wins. That's how confident I am with the continuity of this team.
Yeah. And if you think about it, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, Gene.
If you look back historically, we can go back to 2010 and just to the present, and just how many problems the Bucs have had, whether it was Mercer, whether it was Aqib Talib, whether it was Josh Freeman, where we just had all these problems and all these character issues that we saw. And it looks like Jason Light, first couple of years were kind of bumpy, but what we've seen from him now, you've got good character players. You got some dogs on that field that, they ain't playing around there. They're ready to get at it. And that's what you have a nice mix. You got nice veterans in here as well. I think this team is really poised to do some big things if they can stay healthy.
I agree. And I think a lot of people are overlooking us right now, what we are used to and before Brady years, right? Because the Brady years came, and not really 2020, because a lot of people still doubted us because we were, the new band assembled on the block during COVID. A lot of people, believe it or not, had Brady written off, right? So 2021, 2022, though, expectations did uptick, and the Bucs were supposed to be the bee's knees in both of those seasons. I didn't like that. I really didn't like that. And now we're kind of back to the old days the last couple
You know what? I'm good with this. This is where the Bucs need to be. Underdogs, forgotten about, not mentioned. I love this. This is where there's zero account. Not, I wouldn't say accountability, but there's no pressure on the Bucs right now. They can go out and play their game and put themselves in a position to win that NFC South again and, vie for a Super Bowl.
Definitely and totally. And I think they're going to win the NFC South again and perhaps get to that next step of the Super Bowl. Will it be the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl? I'm not sure, but I know we're not going to do worse than last year. That's my prediction. I guarantee that. And I think the Bucs are well on their way. Speaking of well on their way, we're here on the Buccateers. Buck What You Heard, YouTube Live. The great Gene Tampa Tones here alongside J-Lo as well. And we do continue our Bear Draft talk, Bear Draft coverage. We're going to dip our toes back into the preseason towards the end of the show a little bit later again, but we do have Bear talk. I think we're up to 12 or 13 recommended beers for the Bear Draft, Gene.
You want to, let's go down the list here. We might as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
And always remember to tip your bartender and tip your waitress. So let's see what we are. We've got Landshark. Pless put in Landshark. Wicked Weed was Pless. Looks like Joe put in Blue Moon. Broken Skull was Joe as well. Sour Monkey, Victoria, looks like Sour Monkey Victory. Olivia put that in. Elysian Space Dust, and I think who was Elysian Space Dust? I don't think. Oh, LC, what's up, man? Hey, LC, give us a beer. Give me a beer. Just put it in the chat right now. You're on the clock. Give us a beer. I wish I still had I don't even have the draft music. I was going to put the draft music on for you, LC, but I want a beer. Give me a beer before I'm finishing up here the list. Oh, Florida Man. We can't do Florida Man because it's only in Tampa.
Damn it. Get it to Illinois or Arizona somehow.
I'm going to tell you right now, Florida Man is my favorite beer. Shooter, my man Rob, Shooter knows that Florida Man, when I'm in Tampa, that's the only beer I'm drinking is Florida Man. I even have a cowboy hat made of Florida Man beer cans that I be rocking.
That's awesome. And,
so he can attest to this. But no, I think that Tampa actually does have a lot of craft beers that are just totally underrated. Oh, he put Miller High Life. What a lazy way to do this.
The champagne of beer, I guess, or maybe not. Maybe not. But regardless.
Hey, LC, that's what you're gonna be drinking in Gasparilla next year. That's what they're putting on the float for you to drink the whole parade. You're gonna be you're drinking Miller, the champagne of beer. I promise you that. So I'm putting it on here.
Yeah, the champagne of beer, definitely.
And Tones put in genuine draft, but I'm putting in the regular Miller.
So we're gonna get the whole Miller family.
You got the whole.
He's funny. If they get outside of Florida state lines, they explode. J-Lo, do you have a beer to recommend? Did you throw one in the ring yet? And if those of you are just tuning in or listening, what the hell's going on with all the beer talk? We are doing a beer draft, and we're going to go live approximately, not guaranteed yet, but probably the night of the Hall of Fame game, the first preseason game of the year. Get our beer draft going so it could be in store for preseason.
let me ask you and the fans, do we want to start the draft and come up with a beer for the first game of the season, or how do we want to formulate this? Because we've got our bracket. We can put together our bracket. I think we're going to give this. I said we give it another week, and then we start going and getting these beers, so we can start testing them out.
I think we give it one more week at most, and then we call it a quits on entries, and then because it'll take us sometimes to accumulate. Buccateers, I love that. I love that a lot. Josh Gardner, good friend of the shows, is joining as well. What about? Could we get that everywhere?
I don't know, man. Is that Japanese beer? I think that's Japanese.
I think so. That would be a rabbit hole find. I'm gonna look into it a little bit. Asahi beer.
And the chef, man, he's over there in Spain, man, hanging out. One of the good friends. You know, when it's so funny. If you follow me on Twitter, you will always see me ask this guy, "Hey, man, what do I do with? I got all these ingredients. What do I do with them?" And this guy is a genius. I'm here to tell you that, you know, when it comes to food, I've seen pictures that he's put out there. This guy, he makes food look like art. 5-star chef.
I've seen it on Twitter before, and I love his stuff. It looks delicious, Chef Gardner, and it is Japanese, he says. Eric Moreno's also in the house. Bucs will win the division, book it. He'll be at the season opener. Random one I like is Orange Blossom. Plus is throwing another one out there.
Who makes Orange Blossom?
Yeah, that's a good question. J-Lo, do you know?
He's saying Bud Light.
I'm not sure, but I did throw one at your guys not too long ago. I believe it was the 420 Sweetwater Pale Ale.
Oh, did I miss that 420 Pale? Wait a minute.
Sweetwater Pale Ale.
Is that from Denver?
I'm not 100% sure.
It was a joke, man. It was a joke. Denver weed 420.
Yeah, hey, probably so, though, as El Monito's joining us on Facebook Live right now. Loose Cannon's Leprechaun says, "I'm commercial, bro. Bud Light, Yingling, Corona." Hey, that's okay.
Hey, Yingling is fire, though. There are people that want Yingling here in Arizona.
Yeah.
Bud Light. And so, LC, I'm putting you down for Bud Light, too.
Plus says it's an Orlando brewery. Probably hard to get that everywhere then, you know. I mean, unless Mickey Mouse could run it around all of us, but you know, we'll see. Or J-Lo. J-Lo, you're kind of like Mickey Mouse's assistant. Maybe you could get us some Orange Blossom next time you're in
get it shipped out, brother.
Oh yeah, I can try. I mean, I could try to pull some strings, you know, get Mickey Mouse and the gang. You know,
I got to end with the liquor store that's up the street from me, and I always talk to their distributors, and we always BS. And I go in to get one thing and come out loaded because they're like, here, try this sample, and next thing you know, it's a party up in there.
I have been seeing Cigar City Brewing more so in Chicago and the areas around here. Cigar City Brewing definitely becoming more popular of a beer distributor, beer company. Speaking of beer distributor and beer company, we're going to go from the beer to the weed real quick, to the world of THC, marijuanas for those unfamiliar. New Bucs defensive end / edge rusher Randy Gregory currently in a battle with the NFL and the Denver Broncos. As many of you know, or many of you may not know, if you're not familiar with Randy Gregory's past backgrounds and stories throughout his NFL career, he's been suspended a bunch, not for anything like harmful, right? Like, not that he's a bad person, but, you know, the guy just likes his marijuanas a little bit. And, that's okay, and the NFL suspended him for that. They fined him heavily for that, but at the end of the day, he's wondering, was the NFL right to do that? Was Denver right to do that, being that he was a member of the Broncos? You know, it's legal in that state and whatnot. And let's be honest, I'd way rather have somebody inhaling a little bit of flour than taking all those painkillers that a lot of them, you know, either took or are accustomed to. And we're not experts on the matter, but hey, if Randy Gregory was done wrong, if the NFL did him bogus, he deserves his money. And I don't blame him for trying to get his money. And the NFL will fine a freaking guy $15,000 for wearing pink cleats or $18,000 for wearing blue shoelaces, something ridiculous like that. But then they're probably going to fight this case tooth and nail. And again,
let me jump in here real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the bane of my existence right here. Number one, when you look at, I'm gonna give you an example. Henry Ruggs, the wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders. I believe is the one that convicted or homicide.
Yeah,
yep.
He was drunk. He was drunk. He wasn't high. He was drunk. Could you imagine if he was smoking a blunt? Number one, he shouldn't have been driving under the influence of anything. Period. End of story. You know what? When you make that kind of money, you get a driver. Go to the strip club and get a hot girl to drive the car around for you if you want to do that.
Yeah.
But do something that keeps you off of the wheel. Period. But and I'm going to say this. It shouldn't have come to this. And if Gregory has a doctor's note, which it sounds like he does, the doctor's saying this is going to help you. The NFL needs to protect the shield. They need to protect the players that are under the shield. If that's what the doctor's diagnosis is, then they need to go with it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think these guys can go out and smoke cigarettes if they want to.
Mm.
What is that doing for your body?
Mm.
But it's legal. I just don't get it. Marijuana is so vilified. And you look at the people that all you got to do is take a step back, look at the people that are doing the vilifying. That's all you need to know. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I don't agree with cannabis. I mean, I do edibles if anything, but that's just, to help me sleep or whatever. But again, I'm not going to knock anybody for whatever anybody else is doing. Okay. I really believe that this is a wrong. This is like over 100 years old wrong that they need to right and fix it. And just if you're going to go ahead and fix it and regulate it and tax it, do your thing. But I just don't agree that it should be illegal. I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I definitely think it's stupid. It's aggravating. It's frustrating. I remember Devon Best got in a little bit of trouble for posting a picture of marijuana. It's Loose Cannon's Leprechaun saying, any Bucs need a driver, hit me up. There you go. So Funderburg or other friends of the shows, if you are watching, go ahead and take a look and Loose Cannon's Leprechauns offering his services. MK, I hit my bong 7 days a week. We have Cheech and Chong Jr. over here, allegedly, so that's cool right there, Cheech and Chong. And no, I couldn't agree more, though. And right, that's the thing. Wrestling used to be the same way. They'll feed the guys painkillers, right? They won't have a problem doing that. And then that's really what's bad for you. Hey, if you hit a joint here and there, take some edibles here and there, Godspeed. That'll get you sleeping the right way. That'll get your hunger up if you need to. That'll do a lot of right things for you and maybe ease your pain. Yeah, Laramie Tunsil, but his was a gas mask video. His was a little more
that
odd,
was like what's the idiot that played for us? Hargraves. Vernon
Hargraves. Yeah, remember that?
Somebody dropped
gas mask.
That idiot doing that. But again, that's on him. It shouldn't be. I'm sorry. I just think what you do at home should not affect what you're doing, on the field. I don't care what you say. Oh, and Emily Campa, glad you're on the show. Glad to hear you, and thank you for, thank you for contributing. I appreciate that.
Dun dun dun.
The Godfather, James Rubright's on the house on Facebook. What's up, Godfather? Loose Cannons. I smoke to sleep, then I smoke to wake up. Then, he smokes to make some food. Tunsil was a classic. Yeah, they did that was more strategy to try and lower Tunsil's draft grade, kind of like when Warren
They were trying to ruin the guy.
Just like they did with Warren Sapp. Remember, he fell to us. I mean, thank gosh they did
that.
that.
I don't have a problem with that because I'm glad he fell to us.
Same here. So I'm gonna just say everyone smokes weed who enters in the NFL draft, and hope they all fall. I'll say the shitty guys are the non-stoners. Let's go with that. Hey, that quarterback sucked. Yeah, he wasn't a stoner. Don't worry.
James Rubright, what's going on, brother?
But speaking of, no, we're not dissecting an episode of Cheech and Chong. If you guys are just joining us, I will say though, for you Rays fans who are tuned into the Buccateers over the Rays tonight, good thing you are doing so, because Ryan Pepiot is getting in some trouble early. Already 1-0 Orioles, and they have 2 guys on, only 1 out in the top of the first. The Rays just can't get going this year. But speaking
can the Rays sell? Can that idiot sell it to somebody local?
Please? Yeah, sell it to us. Exactly. Sell it to us. Give it to the Buccateers for like $10, and we'll make wonders with the Rays.
Yeah, we're going to turn on the Cash App and all the other stuff that we can have here with subscriptions, and we'll make the money. We will run the Rays the way they were meant to be run.
J-Lo might make an OnlyFans if that's the case.
Exactly, and I will supply the poll for all the fans that want to. His link is in his bio. Go check it out.
Hey. No, the Rays team, they're average at best, man. They're going to start selling and start trading off players very soon. They're just down on injuries, man. I mean, they went to the season with 3 pitchers not playing at all, so it's kind of hard to recover from that. And we have the worst batting lineup in the league, man. These guys just won't hit the ball.
Well, the thing is with that, everybody, and I'm not being mean to Rays fans or people who like the Rays, as we do dip into a Rays talk a little bit, everybody seems to just forget that they lost Wander Franco. And I mean, you take a superstar, any sport, any team, and you take that team's best player and just make him unavailable forever. I mean, that's going to set the franchise back years and years, at least a couple years at most. Could you imagine if the Yankees lost Judge, or if the Nationals back in the day lost Harper, or if the Phillies nowadays lost Harper, just out of thin air? A lot of bad things would happen. And that's what's happening with the Rays right now. They just can't recover offensively from the Wander Franco absence. And for whatever reason, pitching, they get too many injuries. And their season's coming and going. But speaking of coming, mandatory minicamp for the Buccaneers does start tomorrow, fellas. It starts for 3 NFC South teams tomorrow and 22 football teams this week in general. Football is in the air for you ladies and gentlemen tuned into the Buccateers right now. It's right around the corner, guys, and we do have mandatory minicamp tomorrow. I know a lot of media will be there, and Tristan Wirfs doesn't have a contract yet, but he's supposed to be there tomorrow, Gene, and I don't think it'll be far too long before you hear about Bucs and Wirfs striking a contract agreement.
You know what? I'm not worried. I think Bucs fans need to trust the process. And I know I've said that in the past. But Jason Light, to this point right now, from the Super Bowl to this point, has not given anybody a reason to say, you know what, we can't trust this GM. He is not giving you one reason. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, all the people he's re-signed, Levante David, he brought it. Tom Brady came in. Gronkowski's come in. They brought everybody back the next year to run it back. What else does Jason Light have to do? If the fact that Tristan Wirfs and the Bucs front office have not come to an agreement, cool. Enjoy the rest of the season. Enjoy. I promise you, Tristan Wirfs will be in a Bucs uniform. He will be there day one when toe hits leather, and that's all you need to worry about. Okay? So just let it go. You don't even got to bring it up. Just let it go.
I agree. Before we let it go, J-Lo, thoughts on that? I agree with Gene completely. I don't think it's a worry. I don't think it's a concern. Look at the past couple of guys during the past couple of seasons. We made the right move on Devin White.
MK this is so funny. I was in Germany when the Elton John song Country Road came on, and it was the Bucs were playing the Seahawks, and there was a timeout. So they start playing this song, and every single person in the stadium sang this song. It was crazy. The craziest. I've got videos of it. I'll send you videos so you can hear it. But everybody, and I mean everybody, because European NFL football is like a big karaoke show, and they know all the words to all the songs, and they sing all the songs, and it's just wild. And it just hasn't translated to the NFL. And MK, I would love to see it too, but I just don't think it's going to happen. That's a European thing, bro. I wish it was.
Euro for sure, I feel like. And, I do want to address this. Mr. Everybody's Bucks makes a comment here. Does Godwin have a new contract? Or I don't think he's on the trading block. Let's get that straightened out first of all here. Godwin is not on the trading block. He never was on the trading block. The only way he will be on the trading block is if the Bucs are awful to begin the year, and they might want to recoup some draft capital around
like
trade deadline time. Exactly, something like that. But he's not on the trading block. And it's like Mike Evans. He'll talk new contracts in the offseason, but again, he is not on the trading block at all. J-Lo, thoughts on the Wirfs thing and the Godwin thing and the Germany stuff as well, that tradition. I remember watching Bucs Seahawks, and I mean, the crowd was nuts when Country Roads came on too. That was some incredible stuff.
Yeah, as far as Tristan Wirfs goes, I haven't stressed one bit, haven't lost one bit of sleep over it. Tristan will get his money. It will come in time. Because you got to remember, I think the Bucs were pretty close to nailing a long-term deal extension with him. But then the dude from Detroit, Penny Sewell, he got the contract, so it kind of, delayed a few things. So give it time. I trust Light. I think it'll be done before training camp for sure. And that will work out nicely. And Chris Godwin's not going anywhere. Get that out of your head. Unless we're really off to a bad start, like you guys were just talking about, Godwin's never going to be on the trade block. He wants to be here. And I think they'll work out something during Nets offseason to keep him here. And you got to remember, he's going to be like the main priority Nets offseason if he has a big year to bring back. It won't be a tall order like it was this past offseason between Baker, Mike, Levante. Except for Levante, he'd be the other one. But we already know.
Every offseason at this point, right?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, at the end of the day.
For Levante. Every offseason at this point for Levante.
He's pretty much on the Rondé Barber train right now, just re-signing 1 year at a time. And then when he's ready to hang up the cleats, he'll hang up the cleats.
I'm okay with that, too. I kind of like the approach he and the Bucs are taking.
And the trick is that he's playing at a high level. So it's not like his play is falling off.
No. I mean, he's still playing like he's 24 years old. That's how good he's still playing.
Exactly.
I mean, I watched the dude's highlight, how he chased down Derrick Henry, right on that one play. He went from one side to the other and caught Henry down.
How often do you hear that even mention that sentence that you just mentioned?
You don't. I mean, he doesn't get enough love, and you know what? That's fine. Let them him being the underdog. that's just the way this team is. Like you said, underneath the radar for the most part. But Levante, I think he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, and most likely he'll probably get screwed over like John Lynch did and won't get into third ballot maybe. But the man's just a stud. So as far as Godwin and Wirfs goes, I'm not stressing at all. We're right where we need to be, continuity wise. Get this team ready for the next upcoming season. As far as country roads,
it's John Denver.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, was John Denver. But at the end of the day, country roads wouldn't bother me if they put at the stadium or not.
Well, I knew it was John Denver.
Wait a minute. Yes, Emily, me and you right now over there at Al Lopez Park, we could settle this. Anytime, any place.
I knew it was John Denver, but sometimes you got to let the listeners just.
No, Emily's out alone.
She should be on the hot seat.
Yeah, she really should. She should call in so I could give her the hot seat questions.
I think we have a hot seat challenge cooking, though. Is that correct, Gene?
That's right. It's ready to boil over.
J-Lo, are you good to get roasted, or you want me to step into the fire?
I'll let you take this one, Tones. I'll let you have the fun. I'll get it next time.
Yeah, you sound a little intimidated over there. That's okay. That's okay.
It's even the
I
best.
don't know, man.
We all get that.
Bruce jersey on. He's got that nice beard going. I think I'll sit down and watch the fireworks.
Let's go. You got
is parenthood wearing you down, bro? A little bit.
My bad, Gene. You were talking to me?
Yeah, I said, is parenthood wearing you down, man? A little bit.
Dad life, man.
Yeah.
Two different.
The girls, hey, you're a doormat, bro. I'm sorry. If you got daughters, man, you're a doormat. And you're a guy, no offense to you. Thank God I did not end up with daughters, because I'd be right there with you.
Yeah, they're a blessing, man. They keep me up.
They are a blessing and beautiful. And they're a blessing and a curse, though, bro.
Oh yeah.
Because when you try to say no,
I have to go out and stand there.
I'm sorry, I don't understand this one either. Hold on, Mister. We never were rumored to get Penix. We never were going to pick Penix. We only were going to get Penix if he fell to us in the second round or something absurd like that. So, Mr. Everything Bucks, I love your takes and I love your optimism, but sadly we were never going to get Michael Penix. So
I think what he was talking about here is I heard rumors that there were some teams that were looking at Penix between wherever the Atlanta picked and towards like 18 or 19. There were some teams that were looking at him. So I don't know. It just, we'll see. It's addition by subtraction, I guess. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I hear you. And Shooter says he knows a guy named Chris Godwin. So for joking purposes, he would hate if we lost Chris Godwin. Yeah, you got a lot of jokes you could spin around with that one. But hey, I guess I'm ready for the hot seat. If J-Lo's got the
okay, who has our timer?
J-Lo, you got it, or you want me to get it?
Working on it. Give me a second. Hold on.
I could get it if you need. Don't worry.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm like.
No, that's cheating. That's like holding the money in a Monopoly game. J-Lo, you got this.
Okay, hold on one second.
You can't be the banker. You can't be the banker in a Monopoly game, bro.
Well, I think J-Lo's in like a second world dimension right now. Is Kevin joining us on Facebook as well. We're just.
Are we trending on Facebook?
Yeah, we're trending on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
Why not?
We're trending in the right direction, baby.
Why wouldn't we be? Isn't that Zuckerberg world or whoever the hell runs Facebook?
Yeah.
MPJ is awesome, but F the Falcons. Yeah, Michael Penix is cool, and I like the kid a lot. I really do, but
I do. Again, I just hate the team he went to. It's like Raheem Morris.
Right, and it makes no sense how they have Heineke and Kurt and Penix.
I think what they're looking at is at the future. They're looking like 2 years, 3 years down the road that they're going to, But again, we'll have to see when we get there. It may be sooner, but I don't know. I just don't see Kurt and my cousins being here after, one season.
By the way,
Emad joining us as well. Emad says, You guys talking about weed makes me want to go take smoke break, but dudes shouldn't get in trouble from NFL for weed. So
there is no exactly. That's just so archaic. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, and it was beyond trouble because he was suspended for years and years and years, and it was like, come on.
Because they vilified it. They just like painted weed in this bad light. And like again,
Krillin calling collusion on the timer.
I'm ready to go whenever you guys are ready.
We are ready to go. Okay, so Krillin, we're doing this now.
Let me crack my neck.
Oh, he's cracking. Get your neck cracked and everything. All right. We ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to ask the first question, and we will get started. Washington Commanders compete for the NFC East. Buy or sell?
Buy.
Chicago Bears will win the division. Buy or sell?
Sell.
Indianapolis Colts, contenders or pretenders?
Contenders.
LA Rams, contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders.
Houston Texans, contenders or pretenders?
Contenders.
Aaron Rodgers leads the Jets to the playoffs. Buy or sell?
Sell.
Devin White will be missed in Tampa. Buy or sell?
Major sell.
Liam Cohen is an offensive coordinator upgrade. Buy or sell?
Buy.
Detroit Lions, contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders.
Todd Bowles is the best coach in the NFC South. Buy or sell?
Buy.
Bet.
How much time? 45 seconds?
About 8 seconds left.
Well, that was with a J-Lo interruption too. We won't count that.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Well, Krillin is playing with us. Mr. Everything Bucs is playing with us.
Would you be willing to call in next week for the hot seat challenge?
I think he has a Dragon Ball Z to film. He's Krillin, you know.
Krillin, it's like this, man. I will put a Smack Apparel T-shirt on the line if you promise to call in next week and do the hot seat challenge.
And
do you accept?
I love the heart and hustle from Krillin and Mr. Everything's Bucs, but we can't tell what you're answering, brother. So, all we see right now, it's like an auction show. Sell, contenders, buy, sell. I do love it, Krillin. And everyone, I hope you guys are playing at home, but damn it, unless you clarify in the chat, we can't really tell what you're answering.
Yeah, I see what he's saying. And listeners, please just let me know. While we're doing the show, if you guys want to call, somebody wants to call in. First person that says, "Hey, I want to call in next week," I will put you on live. You can call in, and we'll do the hot seat challenge for you. And there will be a Smack Apparel T-shirt available.
Possibly, man. Come on.
Not possibly. Okay, it will be. Okay.
Come on, people. Don't be
Leprechaun could step up too, or Emily. If Krillin's gonna shy away, wait, Krillin, you're not gonna fail. You're not gonna fail at all. You're not gonna fail at all, my friend. You're gonna be great.
That's it,
Emily. You need to come in, Emily. I'd like to see you and Gene battle it out. Let's do it.
No, it's gonna be me and her in the alley somewhere. We're gonna duke this out. We're gonna get this all settled.
Have we ever had a virtual wrestling match before? I know during COVID we had the wrestling ring, with all the cams and stuff. But
nurses are tough though. I'm not gonna lie here. Nurses are pretty tough.
An open hospital challenge, maybe?
No, that's okay because she knows suture. She knows suture, and I'll end up getting my mouth sutured or my ear sutured to my head or something like that.
You'll get gas mask, you'll get all this. She'll be pulling out syringes out of nowhere. Who the hell knows what, Emily has up her sleeve.
She'll be stitching up places that don't need to be stitched up. I can see her doing that because that's the kind of person that she is.
Gene with the sledgehammer.
Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Krillin's asking for the big stuff, but that's another question. Or that's another comment. For 25 big ones at a time. Wow, we got some Tony Montana type in the house, huh?
He's just joking. If anybody that's like watching the show, he's just joking. He's not serious, and he doesn't know me, and I don't know him. So just and we don't know each other. Just FYI.
You people, you guys buck what you heard. Buccateers are always here for a good time. So for those tuning in and hearing all this different talk today, it's like that's what we do here. Whether it's food, whether it's marijuanas, I guess now.
What's interesting, man, we haven't talked about food though. And J-Lo sends me recipes all the time, which I'm impressed with. So I mean, is there anything that you've seen in the off season that you're going to try for like preseason, like to put together before a game?
Yeah, we got Gene's cookbook. Are we going to call it Gene and J-Lo's cookbook?
Okay, what did I put on there last week? I put the smoked nachos, right?
Yeah, let's get a segment. How about during the season we do Gene's cookbook?
All right, and I'll take pictures. I'll put them up on the. We've got the whole. And then J-Lo is fire, man, when it comes to cooking too. So.
Yeah, J-Lo's got to prove me something in December when I go down to Tampa.
Yeah, it's got to happen, J-Lo. What's up, man?
Oh, don't worry. I got you, bro. When you get down here, don't worry.
I'm kidding, J-Lo.
Oh, wait a minute. So what part of December are you coming?
He's coming for the Raiders game, right?
Yep, I'll be down there for the Oakland game or the Vegas, wherever the hell they're at now. But yep, I'll be down there for Raiders Bucs. And maybe one more. I'm not sure yet, but me and Emad are trying to get down there for Eagles Bucs as well. But definitely Raiders Bucs at the very least. So,
because I will be doing the Christmas parade in Tampa.
When is that?
They still haven't solidified the date. But
I see you and Pat Donovan tweeting about it.
Well, I'm with a crew. The crew of Santa Margarita. So we do Gasparilla and we do parades throughout the year. And I really want to catch this parade at the end of the year. So I'm going to really try to get down there and make that. And hopefully, a lot of people will be home for the holidays or whatever, and we'll get to hang out.
And maybe Stunna could play Santa Claus. That would be awesome.
That would be kind of dope, man. I think his beard out, man. Get the guy ready.
He'd be a good Santa. I'm not going to lie. He would get those kids ready to roll, get him in some good moves. But if you guys missed it, Gene will be there for the Christmas parade in the city of Tampa. Speaking of parades, which UFL team will have a parade? The UFL season is coming. Guys, I feel like that season went in the blink of an eye. Don't you? I mean, it's really motoring.
Yeah.
And now J-Lo's booing. J-Lo, you got to either speak up or speak down. You're like cawing in the background. You're booing over here. All I hear is boos coming out of J-Lo's mouth. But Sunday, June 16th, we have the championship, guys. The Stallions against the Brahmas. We got Gene's team in the championship. I don't think anyone has the Stallions, right?
No, I think what's his name?
Or did Stunna?
Stunna led Birmingham.
Yes.
Is Stallion? Who's their head coach again?
I believe it's what's his name?
Skip Holtz. Yeah, Stunna did have them because of Skip Holtz, the Southern Florida connection. He thought he was already Santa. So
Oh no!
Wow. That's something to stay inspired with. The Christmas parade is not on a Wednesday or Thursday, Krillin. I highly doubt it's on a Wednesday or Thursday. Since St. Louis lost, I don't care.
Man, you should have been down with the Brahmas, bro.
You should have been on the DC Defenders, baby. We didn't even do anything or make any noise. But that's okay. We'll get him next year. But Gene, thoughts on the UFL's first inaugural season, combining the XFL and USFL? And thoughts on the championship game? Are you interested?
I'm a sports guy, so I've just enjoyed sports in general, but this is really nice. I'm looking forward to next year, win or lose, regardless. This has been a successful season for me, to be honest, and I'm looking forward to next year. I mean, just the competitiveness, the innovation, and just trusting a referee. How long has it been since we've had that? I mean, you could sit here and listen into what the referees are talking to the officiation on the ground. It's exciting to me. I'm looking forward to that. So I'm happy with the success of this season. I feel like as it grows, as more people realize that this is available, the better it's just going to get better. It's just going to continue to get better. But when you look at this time of the year, you're like, man, there's not a whole lot going on. I got to watch the NCAA softball tournament, the World Series, congratulations to Oklahoma and 4 years in a row winning the national championship. That's exciting. Just watching, a lot of these other sports that are out here, man, getting ready for the Olympics and what's going on with the Olympics. I'm just excited, man, just that there's all this stuff that's going on right now. And a lot of these teams, a lot of these organizations are getting more recognition.
Yeah, and honestly, as Gene alluded to, if you're a sports junkie, then we'll get J-Lo's take on this, but you're always going to find something to watch. I mean, on top of everything Gene mentioned, you had ladies softball. I've been watching a little college baseball, and that's been incredible. You have these kids. I was watching a Saturday game. I believe it was UConn against FSU, I believe, something along those lines, and it was just an intense battle. I mean, you had benches clear this week.
That was 24-4, man. That was a blowout. That was 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah, you've had a lot of it, and that's the thing too with these series. A game that with college baseball, what you come to realize, one team could win like 12-11 the first game, then drop 24-4 the next couple of games. Some of them just have that one top heavy star player. But regardless, you got the US Open for golf coming this weekend. You've had some great UFC on, McGregor. And then you've had, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the ladies doing their thing and getting some attention on women's hoops. And I'm not going to lie, I've been trying to invest in it, and it's been pretty fun. It hasn't been like
Caitlin Clark, man. She's a baller.
She's awesome, and I try and root for Chicago Sky because I'm a Chicago guy, right? But I feel like when I watch a Sky against Caitlin Clark, my heart just leans towards Caitlin Clark because she's so humble. And she's getting her ass kicked out there. These ladies are brutalizing her, and they're not even basketball plays. I don't want to hear the guy, that's a hard foul. That's common. No, there's a difference between when you're going up for a layup and you get hacked. That's a hard foul. But when you're standing there for an inbound pass and a lady comes up behind you and pretty much damn near assaults you, that's not a basketball play. That has no room in sports, and I know it's drawing interest to the sport, but
it's in the wrong way, though, man. I mean, when Caitlin Clark, I think she leads all rookies in scoring right now. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But everybody talks about her turnovers. The fact that her team is horrible. If 50% of the people catch the passes that Caitlin Clark is putting in their hands, she's no longer a liability when it comes to when it comes to turnovers, because she gets blamed for this other player not catching the ball like they're supposed to. So again, it's different. I love what she's doing. I love how humble she is. I love how she's an ambassador for the WNBA. I love the fact that she's, signing autographs. She comes back out, signs autographs for all these kids. That's an ambassador to the sport. That's how you grow the sport right there. When you have a player that's a superstar, she doesn't have to do it, but she comes back out. People rocking Iowa jerseys and she's signing them. People, it doesn't matter. She's signing jerseys, and that's what it should be about. That's an ambassador to the brand. And, as far as the NCAA, as far as the Olympics goes, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, Olympics, that, they left her off Team USA, but they put on like a 42, 43-year-old has-been, but that's a whole different story. J-Lo, thoughts on WNBA or any other sporting event that might catch your eyes? We do have a couple other Bucs topics left that we'll close out with, but right now we're kind of going around the horn in sports.
Go Gators. I caught that game Sunday. That was a hell of a game, too. That game went down to the wire, man. I was like, I'm about to have a damn heart attack, those later innings. And luckily, they end up coming out clutch with the walk-off game-winning hit. They have a very not so interesting record, but they made it to Omaha, and they were close to winning it all last year when they lost to LSU, which fuck the Tigers. But anyway, but for the most part, WNBA, I haven't kept up too much with it. I've heard a lot of Caitlin Clark talk. I just think they need to let the girl play her game, let her have fun.
Speaking of heart attack, Emily wants a lot of players to have heart attacks, apparently, saying just rip the hell out of that bong at halftime. Run in there.
Emily wants that smoke.
Yeah,
literally
at 420 every game.
Literally halftime, the score is just 420 at halftime. That's how much time you get to rip the bong, and then the normal halftime start. You know, when we were growing up and we played in youth league, we called it NYFL around here because it was a National Youth Football League or something like that, right? So when we were in NYFL, our coaches gave us oranges at halftime to eat to make our hands stickier and kind of get that traction for the football. So I think I prefer a bong rip if I could choose, but I took the oranges at the same time. So maybe a guy like no, I won't insult him. He's not on the team anymore. Anyways, Buccateers live. Buck what you heard live. Gene Tones, J-Lo here. Bucko hasn't been on in years. He's pretty much off at this point. No, I'm just kidding. Bucko out of the building, Hunch out of the building, Stun out of the building, Cats out of the building. Cats will be back in the fall. For those of you A-Cats guys looking for A-Cats, don't worry, he's okay. We reach out to each other all the time. He'll just be back in the fall. So oh my gosh, Alex Jackson on the Rays just hit a 2-run homer. I think he came into the game literally batting .038. And you know, if you're a baseball fan,
oranges are a thing though.
That's terrible. But yeah, oranges are a thing. Sorry, now I'm getting all distracted. We got oranges during my rink games, lemons for JV and varsity. Lemons. Interesting.
I'll make you mad right there. You get a bunch of lemons, man. I'd be mad and want to play extra hard.
You'll be like Trey Palmer getting pissed off out there. You know, he woke up cold spaghetti during 2-a-days. It was easy to throw up. Hey, you know, I got a couple other recommendations that can make you throw up pretty easily as well. And speaking of throw up, you guys are tuned into the Buccateers, so hopefully we're not making you throw up right now. And Buck, what you heard, and we will be back on Sunday unless Gene wants to go Thursday. Then we'll pop in Thursday as well. But to be announced for that, we'll talk about it and see. But Sunday we will definitely be live sometime in the morning. Not sure the official time yet, but kind of to get you guys used to football, right? It's going to be on Sundays before you know it. Why not pop in on a Sunday and do some roll call and see, hey, who the hell's around? But Gene, I do want to say I hope Doll fans well. I did tweet out to her. For those of you wondering, she tweeted it out last week, but prayers up to friend of the show's Doll fan. Her dad was going through some difficult times last week. We were supposed to have her on, and Jean, she's a great lady, so I do hope we get her back. Maybe for preseason or practices.
Yeah, especially with the joint practices. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to joint practice with the Bucs, I believe.
They are.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have her on and at that time, and you know, just kind of pick her brain on, you know, what's going on with the Miami Dolphins. And that kind of you know, gets into what you were talking about, Bucs pregame or preseason game that you look forward to the most. And I know you had kind of mentioned that. I think, you did mention that. I did want to say that Miami is the one I'm looking forward to because they're an AFC team. That is the preseason game I'm looking forward to. I can care less about the rest of them, but Tyreek Hill, I love Tyreek Hill, regardless of, you know, he's playing the other team. He's a huge talent, and just watch, you know, Miami and a lot of these new fans, and you know, they're enjoying the season, and it's better than dealing with the Patriots or the Jets or, you know, even the Bills. I mean, I could deal with the Bills Mafia, but I think if I had to say Bills Mafia, maybe Miami are the two I like dealing with, but outside of that, whatever.
Yeah, and ironically enough, remember the leak graphic they had us play in Minnesota to start, but ended up Jonas Steckler's joining. Hi, Jonas.
Jonas, what's happening?
But we do play 3 AFC teams this year, believe it or not. We're at Cincinnati, and then we're at Jacksonville, and then I believe we're home against Miami. So I do love that preseason schedule, and I think each game kind of builds up a little bit, right? At Cincy's fun, at Jacksonville's fun, but that Miami game will be a lot of fun, and I expect bad blood in those practices. And I do think we'll have live practices with Jacksonville as well, so the Sunshine States will be battling it out both in practice and preseason games between Bucs, Jaguars, Dolphins, and so forth. Florida Panthers, Mike McDaniel.
You would swear they've won like 23 Stanley Cups or something if you talk to these people.
I know this guy tweets at me every day, how about them Panthers? I'm like, dude, until you win this cup and the next cup, I don't even want to hear from you, first of all. Second of all, I wish you no ill will, bud. I mean, I was minding my own business sitting over here, and this jackass keeps tweeting me, oh, Florida Panthers. Cool, good for you. I'm happy for you.
They're not worse than the Maple Leaf fans, though. But I'll just leave it at that.
Agreed. I agree with you, Gene.
Hard to get worse than a Maple Leaf fan.
They are so trash, and they just get on my nerves on every turn.
Yeah, it's like somebody else I know pretty well, but we won't get into that. Speaking of get into that, no, I'm just kidding. But we do have some fun stuff coming up. And again, Doll fan, we will get her back. Here's the main question. What game will we wear creamsicles? I say Eagles game. I was thinking about the Eagles game as well. And when you look at the Bucs schedule, it could only be, if you're doing a home game, it could only be a plethora of home games. And that would either be the Eagles or pretty much has to be the Eagles or, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. There's like not another fit unless you want to do a night game just because Ravens Monday night, but that doesn't really fit the bill.
It could be the Falcons.
Maybe the Raiders, but I know we were post creamsicle era, but we did play them in the Super Bowl. So if you're trying to get nostalgic, maybe the Raiders. Yeah, maybe the Falcons, but there's no clear-cut choice that jumps off the map at creamsicle game. But I did tweet it out earlier a couple weeks back. Let me find it here. I tweeted out my predictions on when we will wear what. Let me go back in time and kind of come up with that. But while I look that up, Gene, I guess we'll start with you. When would you like us to wear the creamsicle?
Never. I'm still traumatized by the creamsicle jerseys. But if I had to pick one, I guess there's not really. If you look historically, there's not a team that you could other than maybe, I guess the Eagles. I guess the Eagles would probably be it. Well, I guess you could go Detroit. Well, no, you couldn't go Detroit. The Eagles, I would say the Eagles. Yeah, it would have to be the Eagles. The only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, and I tweeted out some food for thought. This was back May 16th, so almost a month ago now. I said some food for thought on the uniforms and ceremony fronts for the Bucs 2024 season after schedule release. If Bucs have a Ring of Honor ceremony, I would make it Monday Night Football versus Baltimore. That seems pretty fitting. I said creamsicle game, if we do have it, would work best versus the Eagles. Outside chance of Raiders as a historic franchise. Pewter jersey would make sense at Dallas in prime time, as the Cowboys usually wear white at home. That would be pretty sick on that Sunday Night Football around Christmas time, as Cowboys wear white if we go into their house and wear pewter. But also possible the last week of the season against the Saints, as that time's to be announced. Crucial catch game, often in late September through October, would either be versus Eagles, Ravens, or Falcons, and salute to service would make sense against the 49ers. J-Lo, any thoughts on uniforms before we start getting to our final words and fun stuff to close it out?
I kind of wish they would do the away throwback, creamsicle jerseys. I think that would be sick.
That would be cool.
You bring that.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned that before. The away ones, the white ones, those would be cool.
Yeah, I think it would. I mean, especially if you're going to play a 1 o'clock game, the hot sun against the Eagles, I think that would be fitting. But that's for another discussion. But as far as that goes, I think either Eagles or Falcons for the throwback game. I can see them doing that. No, I see them doing that for the Falcons game, 1 o'clock, if they want to do the Eagles. It's just that Eagles game is going to be boiling hot at 1 o'clock. I just wish they don't wear that, because I agree with Gene. It brings out a bad luck.
And Krillin says, bring back the jersey style Gene is rocking. Well, the thing is, that was made under different manufacturers. So technically, the jersey we are now, quote unquote, I feel like they think it's like, an equivalent to Gene's jersey, because one's Nike and one's Reebok. Then there was Adidas mixed in as well. So I feel like, Krillin, the jersey we have now is trying to be the jersey Gene has on, but it's just different manufacturers. And, they're trying to make everything aerodynamic. Krillin, I haven't heard J-Lo once tonight. J-Lo, you've been talking.
Yeah.
Man, Krillin. I've been praising you if it's a DBZ fan. What the heck, man? Come on. Did I didn't go throw your spirit bomb at you, man? Come on. You're killing me,
I
Small.
think you got to give him a Kamehameha.
Kamehameha or Super KO Kin attack or something. Jeez.
Something.
Or who Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z? You know what was their name? But
it's so wild that we all know about this. This is why
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trunks? Any Trunks fans? Vegeta? Any Vegeta guys in there? Boo?
Give me Broly, bro. Broly was the best.
Or Fat Boo. I loved Fat Boo. Wasn't that a thing, Fat Boo?
Me
or Cell? All right. Well, now, you know, we've...
That was his thing. The Fat Boo you were talking about.
Hey, Emily, you know what? You could take your post.
Here it is, Gene. Hey, I haven't been. I even before birth, I wasn't aerodynamic. So at least Gene was aerodynamic at birth. You know, I came out of the womb looking like a chicken nugget. So
it's all good, man. It's all good. Just love who you are, man. Love yourself.
Oh, I do. I love my dad bod. Let's go, baby. Nothing could get past this 6-pack of jelly rolls. Let's fucking go.
Just Super Saiyan. I can't believe he broke out with that.
Shout out to Smack Apparel.
Yep.
Pay Mike. We're going to be doing a lot of Smack Apparel stuff. And, you know, this dad bod don't lie.
But that was the post of the night right there. Just Super Saiyan.
That was awesome. And speaking of Super Saiyan, I wish I could go Super Saiyan sometimes like Goku or Vegeta did. J-Lo, as we're kind of nearing the end here, any final words or anything you want to get into before we bounce out, Mr. J-Lo?
I mean, I'm pretty excited for mandatory mini camp. I'm expecting all the players to be there, especially Randy Gregory, even though he's going through his possible lawsuit with the Broncos and the NFL. So hopefully they won't distract the team at all with all that. Hopefully they can just focus on the game and let him do his thing when it comes to off the field. But we're getting closer, fellas. It's just coming real quick, and I'm excited. And just to see Bucky Irving in a creamsicle uniform did catch my eye, though. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the season. I'm very excited for the anticipation, though. I always tell people the build-up's the best part, so I'm going to enjoy the hell out of mandatory minicamp. And yeah, Bucky Irving had a little creamsicle jersey preview out there on X Twitter, whatever the hell you call it. Gene, anything we missed or any final words you want to get to before we wrap up this program?
All I have to say is, you know, win or lose, we got to all come together as a fan base for this season and just show we're the Buccaneers nation. I really want to see that. The offseason's been amazing. Going into camp has been amazing. And I think, you know, we all come together and I really support this team, especially at home games. I'm going to do my part where I can. And I am looking forward to this season. I love this team. And to me, like I said, I've been saying this all off season. What a time to be a Bucs fan. Thank you, Mike, Jason Light, Mike Greenberg, and Jackie. All of you guys, thank you so much for what you've done. And to the players, go out there and do your thing.
And thank God Jason Light is still here. You know how many fans tried to run him out of town numerous times, and then that would have led to the dismissal of the guys like Greenberg and Jackie Davidson, perhaps. So keeping Light around not only kept him around, but it kept our front office intact. As Krillin says, of course, Plus is going to pick a villain. He got beat up by a preteen. Wow, this is getting out. Krillin is... I think he, you know, he's the man. We love you, Krillin. But
you gotta have him on every. You gotta have him on every stream. You really do.
Yeah, Krillin. If you're never here, if you ever miss a show, we're gonna fine you. We're gonna send you a fine in the mail, and that'll be 2 bong rips.
Yeah, there you go.
Fine. that'll be that. But once again, catch up with us if you missed last week's show with Real Bucs Talk, Dr. Plus. It was incredible. Gene, J-Lo, and myself were here as well. That's available on Buck What You Heard or Buccateers YouTube or Buccateers Apple and Spotify, Google Podcast as well. And then we're coming this Sunday back with the Buccateers. Not sure what time yet. Maybe Thursday as well. That's up to Gene. We'll see if we do come up with something on Thursday. But if not Thursday, we'll be here Sunday for sure. Keep getting us those beers in, guys. the Bear choices for the Bear draft. And I check the stream, but normally play Wars. Hey, that's okay. You know what you should do, Krillin? While you're playing Warzone, take your Call of Duty headset and put it on the podcast. And, just have Buccateers and Buck What You Heard playing into the random people's ears. I think that would go incredibly well. But, Gene, J-Lo, it always goes well with you guys, and I'm honored to be talking Bucs football with you guys all throughout the offseason and all throughout the 2024 season. Buck What You Heard and Buccateers will be collabing big time, and we'll be getting great shows, great guests, great beer, Gene's cookbook, and so much more. We had the Hot Seat Challenge. We always got the salary cap GM game, so a lot of fun here on the Buccateers and Buck What You Heard. But we might be back Thursday, if not Sunday. But regardless, we want to thank everybody in the chat tonight. It was popping.
Except for Emily. Emily. Everybody else, whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, my Lord. I'm speechless. I was going to shout out Emily first and foremost.
No. We don't need to. Her head is big enough.
I'm sorry, Emily. I'm getting restricted here. It's like when you run out of your Amazon subscription, they start limiting your access. I can't speak much. But I do want to say another thing here quick. We did go over, and I don't think we brought it up last episode, but we are over 200 career episodes of the Buccateers now. And I just want to say it's been a blessing, and it goes by really fast. It goes by quick. I know we're over 200 because we did Buck to the minute updates and some quicker shows in years past, and we didn't count those towards the total. But whatever, 201 we're officially at, we'll say. And it's been a ride, whether it's Gene, J-Lo, or whoever else has been riding shotgun with me. I'm truly blessed. Or Tones Deckeroff says, touchdown Tampa Bay. But before Emily punches back now, we should escape. We should escape, guys, while she's gone. I don't see her. But Gene, J-Lo, it's always an honor with you two gentlemen. And remember, touchdown Tampa Bay, K-Dot, and Super Bowl bound Bucs. I believe that's going to happen. But, fellas, enjoy your Monday. If you guys are going to catch Monday Night Raw or any of that, just enjoy yourselves and be safe, fellas.
Fire them cannons.
Let's fucking
Fire
go.
the damn cannons, as always. J-Lo, you as well, bro.
Sir, take care. God bless, fellas.
See you guys later. And as always, go Bucs. Fire the damn cannons. And as Gene says, tip your bartenders. See you guys later. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lead Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look